Hey, welcome to the mask making activity and unit. So what I've got here is some partial mask laying in front of me. One mask that I finished a couple years ago, and so we'll talk more about this stage later on. So what we need to worry about, or what you need to worry about right now, is how to get to this stage, okay? So this is going to be our first stage that we want to get to. I'll show you how to get there. At that point, you'll add on features like this one was, you can see some paper and tape was being added on. Something you need to get for this class for you is some masking tape. And that's the tape that you see right here, the little tan tape. You can buy it at the dollar store, you can buy it at Walmart. But so let's begin by this, and basically this would have been here at some point in time. Let's get to that point. For that you'll need a balloon, which I will give you if you're in class. So you want to blow this big enough where it will cover your head or whoever's head you're making the mask for. And I'm going to go about that size for right now. Of course, that's not big enough for my head, but it would be for my grandson because I'm making him a mask from this. So I'm double knotting this. So one of my rules, probably the number one art rule, set up to clean up, right? Set up to clean up. Here I have some newspaper, or if you're at home, maybe an old tablecloth or something like that. I'm just going to set this out here. The reason I'm putting this out is I'm going to have some messy stuff. I'm going to have a bowl, just a butter bowl will work, or a Cool Whip bowl. And we're going to set that there. I got to go get some art paste. I will be right back. It's Elmer's, it is art paste, Elmer's art paste. And it's basically a liquid that I make up from a powder. And if you are at home and you're doing this and you need this, let me know. I'll send you some home. You'll have to come and pick this stuff up. So there's a couple ways you can do this. We're going to be using the paper mache strip method. You're going to take pieces of paper, scrap paper, and you're going to coat both sides. Notice I just got that on my fingers, and I'm going to coat both sides. And then you're going to put this on the balloon, right? Now, you don't want tons of stuff on this. You just want a little bit. But you want both sides of the paper covered. And so this is probably one of the most favorite ways my students do it. You're going to cover this balloon with strips of paper, crisscross. So that's why I have this newspaper down underneath this to catch any drippings that I might have. I'll do 3 or 4 more strips and talk about this. So a lot on my hand there, right? Still from that initial me dipping my hand down in there. It's really important that you try not to take shortcuts and do 4 or 5 strips at a time, 1 strip at a time, because you want a really good covering and you want it to stick together well. And if you do more than 1 strip, chances are it's not gonna. So you can see that this is, so this, just smooth that down as you go. This bowl just works like a pedestal or something to keep it from rolling all over the table. So if you have a butter bowl at home, then that's a great thing to use. So I'm just wetting both sides. And the paper kind of absorbs this. You can use any kind of paper. You can use newspaper, scraps of paper. If you're in class or in school, I'll send you some scrap paper that I've cut up for you. So now I'm just covering this. Notice it doesn't take very long to do this. You do want to cover up this little area where you blow it up here. See that? That's that paper mache paste. There's nothing wrong with that being like that. It gets really heavy, so you can turn it over and let it sit on that side and work on this side. But for time purposes, video purposes, I'm just gonna keep working here. Just covering that. This stuff is non-toxic. It will not hurt you. Of course, if you have cuts and stuff on your hands, then you can wear rubber gloves if you want, but you don't have to. It's not anything dangerous. So, now let's say you get to the point, and this one really is not a good example because it's fairly dry looking and I'm smoothing it down, but let's say you get to the point when there's a lot of water on here, or it seems to be real watery. Well, then take a dry one and put it on there and smooth it down. Smooth it down. If you find out, see now that one, it's not really absorbing much water, so it's not going to stick. But if you find that it's really watery on your balloon, then you can take a dry one and add it. But here where I'm trying to make sure to pat this down and go around it, then it's doing pretty well. All right, so this is the paper mache. We're gonna cover this whole ball or balloon with several layers. Like do 3 or 4 layers today if you can, because you're gonna be doing this for a while. 3 or 4 layers tomorrow. You want to eventually get where you have at least 9 or 10 layers. And then it becomes, well, what about the balloon inside there? Well, we'll pop that balloon, or when we cut this out, then we'll worry about the balloon. It's not gonna hurt. If you come in tomorrow or come back tomorrow and your balloon has shrank and this is all puckery looking, then you'll have to put a new balloon in there. And I'll show you how to do that. But you want it to be a hard shell like this, about 9 to 10 layers, and we'll go from there to adding our mask features. So that's how we begin our paper mache mask. You'll need some newspaper, some paper mache strips, you'll need some balloons. If you don't have newspaper, just use an old tablecloth. And then you'll need some paper mache paste. Look forward to seeing you in class soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Adios.